Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and welcome back to my channel. Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and I'm back again to talk a little bit more about overconsumption. Am I becoming an overconsumption channel? No, I'm just like super hyper focused on overconsumption as a concept right now. I really grapple with like my full feelings about it because like I fully understand why, like from a human empathetic level, like why people are so engrossed in like getting things and aspiring to have things and buying things. Like I feel like growing up in American capitalism and consumerism, it just like in my head inherently makes sense. But I can also sit here and logically think about it and be like, some of this is just completely unnecessary. And I think that's why it's so fascinating to me. Something that came up for me when I talked about Graveyard Girls channel was the concept of a blind bag and getting these little mystery toys that you don't know what you're gonna get, you don't know what you're gonna open, and how popular of a trend they continue to be on the internet. I think I briefly talked a little bit about Labubu in my last video about overconsumption, and Labubu is like a perfect example of this. Like it is the hottest trend right now. I know so many people in my life who are not even like chronically online like I am that are aware of Labubu and trying to make Labubu a part of their lives. And if you don't know, Labubus are also like a mystery unboxing. Like you buy it and you don't know necessarily what's gonna be in the box. So thinking about all of these like blind bag, blind box items that people haul and things like that, I couldn't help but think of a channel that I followed for a really long time on the internet, just about as long as I've been doing YouTube myself. And it's possible you might not be super familiar with her. She's got a lot of followers on her main YouTube channel, but she's not like a Graveyard Girl kind of like OG YouTuber. Her YouTube channel currently is called Life by Vanessa, but she previously went by the name Lemonade Mom here on YouTube. And she just recently started a new YouTube channel called Blind Bag Mama. So Vanessa's main channel has 130,000 subscribers and about 1,500 videos on it. And like I said, I've followed her for a while. She's one of the original like Dollar Tree divas that I started following back in the day. She has a ton of side lore when it comes to her channel. Like, for instance, around the time I started watching her, I think, or maybe like a year or two into me watching her, she had this whole like side quest where she moved her family of 6 into a tiny house, aka a shed that was in the backyard of her parents' house. She also at different points has tried to be a YouTube chef, YouTube cook, to the extent that she also has a cookbook that maybe you can still buy on Amazon, but I actually do have a copy of it and I've actually made recipes from it here on my channel. But really, my main fascination with her has always been about her spending habits and truly what I now see as overconsumption. And if you scroll through all of her videos ever on her channel, like the majority of them are about buying something from somewhere. Clothes, Dollar Tree products, grocery hauls. Like, really, truly, her whole entire channel is mostly centered around the things she's bought over time. Which I also think is interesting because Vanessa has said time and time again on her channel that her favorite mantra in life is enjoy the little things.
Then I got this. I thought it was super cute. I really like to say it's the little things, enjoy the little things, things like that. It's just, that's my mantra for my life, my mantra. Just because I love this saying. Of course, the saying is enjoy the little things and then enjoy the little things. I say this all the time. I say it to my kids. I say it to Mark, my husband, and to friends and other family. I'm just like, let's enjoy the little things. Come on. It says enjoy the little things. Again, I have this same one. I think this is the one that I have in my purse right now. Higher saying that I love, which is enjoy the little things. You just, sometimes even on the worst day, you just have to focus on the little things, the good things. Whatever happens that you do not pay attention to the bad. There's always something that you can look forward to. So I got this one. It just says little things, meaning it's a box to store little items in, but it just made me think of enjoy the little things. So I had to pick it up. Speaking of loving to write, I was recently sent this in friend mail. I absolutely love it. Enjoy the little things. That's something that I say all the time. Every single day I try to look for the best in it. Another thing I always tell my husband when we're starting to feel a little stressed about something, I say it's all gonna work out, it'll be fine. So those kind of go together. It'll all work out, and enjoy the little things. Just enjoy it, it'll be fine, it'll all work out. So next here, I got this little wall decal, and it says enjoy the little things. I love that saying. I'm actually gonna put this up near my office area, my desk, and it was $3.
And I think for most people that means finding simple joys, simple pleasures, and the everyday things in life that you might take for granted. Maybe it's a morning coffee with your partner, maybe it's a nice long walk outside with your dog, or maybe it's watching birds eat some food from a bird feeder. But really what it means for Vanessa is literal little things. Or at least that's what I gotta believe. It's little trinkets, shit she can buy from Temu, shit she can get from the Dollar Tree. And now this new channel called Blind Bag Mama, where she's got little things in the form of mystery items that she's unboxing. She started this channel in April of 2025, so truly 2 months ago at this point, and she already has 50 videos on this channel of her unboxing toys. And in the very first video she posted on this channel, she says that the reason that she wants to do this is because her kids have always loved blind bags.
I decided to do this because my girls and Bryce, my son, love blind bags. They have for a long time, and I might have already taken them down, but we actually did a few of these when they were younger over on that channel. But as they're getting older, they just seem more fun and more expensive. But I was like, you know what, let's just have fun. I'm gonna get some blind bags and we'll do a few videos and see how it goes. They definitely like to get whole collections.
And that's great, I guess, to some extent, if your kids are getting to open up the blind bags. But as you'll see on her channel, a majority of the videos are just her opening up blind bags on her own. If you're not really familiar with the concept of blind bags, the whole idea is that the fun part of this is that you got a box, you got a bag, you got something, and you're opening it up and you don't know what's inside. And the fun part is you get to find out what's inside. So the reality is if her kids really love these blind bag items and getting them and opening them, that's the part that they like. The opening part, that's the most fun part of it. And that's something they don't get to do because Vanessa opens up nearly all of them in her videos. So just immediately, it makes me just be like, who is this really for? What is the purpose of this? What are we doing here? And I do want to commend her because she does mention in one of her videos that she doesn't force her kids to be on camera.
It won't just be me every video. It will be me most of the time, but I know there's a few that the girls would love to open. So it's gonna be up to them. I never have the girls or Bryce on the camera if they don't want to be. So sometimes you guys will see them, but most of the time it will be me hanging out with you guys, going through some blind bags and finding some fun new toys.
Which I 100% respect and appreciate, and in fact, very against the concept of family vloggers putting their kids in videos, period. But also, if your reason for getting these things is really because your kids like it so much, then why put this on YouTube to begin with? And just as a side note, none of her kids are going to be featured in my video either today, because much like Vanessa's purchases of these blind bags, my video has nothing to do with her children. So the other part about blind bag toys and things like that is probably the most fun, I guess, or the idea or concept of fun that is sold by these toy companies that are selling these blind bags is the idea of like collecting everything in a series of them. Like getting the whole collection of things that come in these mystery boxes. And Vanessa does emphasize that that's something that her kids enjoy about them. But that's a huge part of where like the overconsumption issue comes with blind bags. These things are purposely designed to have a few items that are supposed to be super rare and other items that are supposed to like come up more often, more frequently, be more common.
This one must be like super common because we've got another Kyler. So we've got another Kyler. Look at him. Oh, he's so cute. So Kyler, the axolotl, definitely seems to be a popular one.
And so people will just buy so many of these things, hoping and hoping and hoping that they can get the full collection and that they don't get any duplicates. But ultimately they do end up getting a lot of duplicates, like a ton of them usually. And depending on the types of items that are in these mystery bags, mystery boxes, sometimes I have seen some creators do some creative things with the items, like make earrings out of them, make different types of jewelry and things like that if the trinkets are small enough. But for Vanessa, if she gets a duplicate, she makes it sound like then her kids might actually get a chance to play with the toy.
Since this is a duplicate, I'm gonna let the girls look at it. And like I already mentioned, I think Rose would really like this one just because she likes mint chocolate chip ice cream. So I'm gonna leave this one for her, but super cute. I guess it's nice because I have multiple kids to get duplicates, but I really would like to like finish one. All right, another duplicate. I'm just gonna stick them in there. The girls will enjoy that.
Maybe I just misunderstood Vanessa, but she really made it sound like that the only way that the kids were going to get access to these toys was if she had a duplicate for them. Which again, makes me wonder, who are these things for? I don't know, hopefully I just misunderstood. So in the very first video on this new channel that she started, she mentions that she's doing these Squishmallow blind bags because they are more budget friendly.
I'm gonna have several over the next couple weeks because we already did a little shopping. But the first ones I'm going to share with you guys are Squishmallows. They are definitely all the rage and they are definitely super popular up there with the jelly cats, but Squishmallows are a little bit more budget friendly than jelly cats. So when I saw these at GameStop, I actually bought a bag full. I think there's about 8 in here that we're going to go through. I saw that they were clearanced out at GameStop. So instead of $9.99, they were $7.98. Yes, $7.98. And I also, because we're members of GameStop, we get like a little discount or something. I'm not quite sure how that works, but $7.98 was the price for these.
I'm very curious about what budget friendly means to Vanessa in this context. I'm not really one to be somebody who's sitting over here watching somebody else's pocketbook, what you do with your money. I think largely as a private person is what you do with your money, right? But like I also think about how for Vanessa or maybe for larger creators who are making this kind of content, they're presenting this world where like this is no big deal. Like this doesn't really matter. But in this video alone of Vanessa's, this very first one, these budget friendly Squishmallows, she pays about $8 each. She gets 8 of them. So she spends about $64 just on these little stuffed animals. And to be honest, she says that that is their price after they've been on clearance at the GameStop. And also maybe the price after she gets some kind of discount at GameStop. And I think sometimes people watch this kind of content and think like, oh, this is something to aspire to. Like, I want to be able to just buy all these trinkets. But I think the reality is that for most Americans, especially right now, especially in today's economy, like this isn't actually super attainable. This isn't actually super affordable. This is not actually budget friendly for most people. And on top of that, in this video, she gets 3 duplicates. 3 duplicates, meaning she got 2 items that are just a repeat of one of the items, and she essentially wasted $16 on getting 3 of the same items. And it's also like, in what world do you need 8 of these plushies? Like, what are we doing with all 8 of these plushies? Where are they going? I guess I get it. Like, I do know there are people out there that collect Squishmallows in general, but like, to a certain extent, if that's not something you're actively collecting, like, what do you need these for? You know? I don't know. Well, we can talk more about collections as we go forward because, like, you know, I've talked about my Furby collection. I did a whole video about that after I made a different overconsumption video. And I think there are a lot of people who enjoy having collections, and I'm not one to keep somebody from having a well-curated and intentional collection. But when I see stuff like this, it's like, are you collecting this, or are you just getting this to buy and to show on your YouTube channel? Because also, do you even have like a super interest in Squishmallows? Like, as she's opening up the Squishmallows, it doesn't even seem like she's really familiar with the characters or anything like that. And maybe that's just the case. Like, maybe you don't know all of the characters until you get one. But it doesn't seem like she has some like vast lore, to my knowledge, of being like a Squishmallow aficionado, you know what I'm saying? Most of the blind bag unboxing stuff on her channel is kids-related items. They're toys, they're cutesy, made-for-children types of things. But I was curious to see if there was anything that was targeted towards adults, considering she's an adult opening these all up on her channel. And she actually does spend 2 videos opening up some Netflix-themed mini brands surprise balls. What she's going to do with these toys, I don't really know. She didn't really mention. She did say that they were more adult-oriented than the other things she normally opens on the channel. And she also mentions that maybe her husband might enjoy them.
I went a little bit more, I guess I would say adult, because these aren't really things that a bunch of kids watch. But I grabbed, I think 8 total. I went a little crazy on the Netflix variety. I think depending on what I get when I open these, my husband is gonna like some of these. So we've got Stranger Things, Rebel Moon, Squid Game, Emily in Paris, Cobra Kai, Bridgerton, and The Witcher. I have seen all of those.
She got 8 of these that maybe came from Target, and they cost her about $7 each. So we're looking at another $56 for this video. And if all of the things that she's hauled on this channel come to about that amount per video, if she spends minimum $56 on haul items per video, I told you she has 50 videos already on this channel, then we're potentially looking at her spending like $2,000 to $3,000, give or take, like if that number is larger or bigger, depending on each video. I haven't watched every single video over there. I've watched a lot of them. I would say it's probably somewhere around there. But that's a lot of money to be spending. And mind you, on the Blind Bag channel, she only has 548 subscribers right now. In order to get monetized on YouTube, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. Hard to say what her watch time is. It's very possible she might be at that, but she is not even at the minimum number of subscribers right now to be able to monetize these videos. So we're talking about thousands of dollars that she's just spending to show in a video. She's not even making money on it. But I do want to rewind for just a second, because when she was talking about getting 8 of these balls, and she was like, I think they're from Target because they were in a Target bag.
I will pop up the price because I did not keep my receipt, so I'll have to look it up. But these are in a Target bag, so I'm pretty sure I got these all from Target. I know some I got from H-E-B. I don't think I've grabbed that stash yet. I went on like a little shopping.
I don't know. Maybe it's the Midwesterner in me. I always am able to tell somebody, for the most part, unless it's something I got like 10 years ago or something like that, I can usually almost always tell somebody where I got something from if they ask me. And I'll let you know as well if I got a good deal on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's big Midwestern culture. It's just so hard for me to believe that these things are so important to her that she can't remember that she got them at Target because she thinks she might have also gotten some at H-E-B. I just feel like if these were things that were really important to her, and or if she was really interested in, like, you know, being a toy review channel and wanting to, you know, help other people know where to find these things, the very least she could do is remember where she got them from. Like, it's just very confusing to me. And leads me to believe that she's not really invested in what these items are, where she got them from. She just wanted to get them and show them in a video. In this Netflix particular series that she unboxes, she also talks about just how much packaging is involved.
Oh, these are like double wrapped. So now we've got this little ball, and they do have a little peel strip. This is gonna create a lot of trash. Okay. Holy camole, why are there so many pieces in there? Did I know that it was so many pieces?
And that's the thing about these blind box, blind bag, blind ball situation types of deals. They generate so much plastic waste. Just these Netflix ones that she's talking about had like 2 layers of plastic wrapping, a plastic ball, then you open up the plastic ball and there's more individually wrapped plastic toys in plastic. It's just like extremely wasteful, and she got 8 of them. And to add to the do you even really care about these allegations, as soon as she starts opening up the packages, she struggles to identify what the toys come from, despite earlier in the video saying, oh, I've seen all of these shows. Like, I can't wait to see what's inside of these.
Okay, what is this? I'm gonna have to look up everything also. Like, this is some kind of stick. Oh, okay, this is from Rebel Moon, and it is a common. I'm gonna leave them in this too. Ooh. We've got our first. See, I should have my husband do this because he would know right away. This is a luxury from The Witcher.
And so again, it's just a question and a matter of, is it really important to you? Is it worth collecting these things when you don't even know what they're from? I think if you're a serious fan of these shows, or even a few of these shows, you could maybe justify this. Or maybe if you're somebody who's like a serious collector of like Netflix memorabilia, I don't even know if that's a thing, but if it is a thing, maybe you could justify it that way. But I don't know if that's what's happening here, divas. I really don't mind a collection, a controlled collection, a curated collection, a collection of meaning. I don't mind that. Like, for me personally, I don't think that's, I don't think that's overconsumption inherently. I think it can be. I think my concern is collections where it seems like you're just buying something that you're eventually gonna get rid of. Like, if you don't have plans to actually hold on to it, to actually collect it, then what's the point, Like, if we're just gonna end up tossing this all away sometime later. Like, in all seriousness, what is the likelihood Vanessa's keeping all of these things and displaying them or storing them in some kind of meaningful way to make sure that people can, like, see them, appreciate them, and things like that? Like, do you think months from now, Vanessa's even gonna be able to tell you which Squishmallow she got in those Squishmallow bags, or which Netflix show she got some toys for? Maybe she might remember the ones she got duplicates of. And I just want to say, this is not like a direct attack on Vanessa. She's not the only person out here doing these things. And in fact, actually, I think she's a good example of how other people with bigger platforms doing this kind of content on their channel influence other people to think, hey, I could do this. I could make a whole channel out of this. This could be great. I could get into this place where I'm like buying these things that I like and enjoy and making money off of it. Blind bags are a super popular trend on social media. I think they have been for a while. I think they're really popular right now, like I said, with like the labubu of it all. I think it gives a very brief rush of like a dopamine hit of like, oh my gosh, this thing is really cool, before people start to ultimately not care about whatever the thing is that they bought. I just have to wonder in what ways we can enjoy the little things in a more meaningful way. Because like I said, I don't think any of these people are inherently bad people. I don't want to sit over here and try to gatekeep what people can or can't collect. Like, I want people to have fun, for sure. I've seen a few comments on things now that I've done some videos about overconsumption. I've seen a few comments about like, oh, these people are just having fun. This is just these people's interests. Like, why are you trying to like rain on their parade? And I'm not. But also, when you buy this much stuff, it is impacting the world around you. So I just wonder if there's another way for people to get satisfaction out of life without buying so much stuff. Like, how can we all work to be better at that? Like, am I the best either? Probably not. There's probably room for me to improve in my life too. And that's what I find so interesting about the concept of overconsumption, is because the more I watch content about it, the more I learn more about it, the more I think more critically about the content I consume. I think about ways that I can change up my life, ways that I can do things differently too. And so that's really my whole MO here. I'm not trying to, ruin people's fun or things like that. I'm thinking about ways that we can all find to pursue our lives more meaningfully and not contribute to overconsumption, consumerism, capitalism, etc. Anyways, that's all I got time for today. So I hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did and you're brand new to my channel, consider subscribing down below. Make sure to hit the bell button so you get a notification every single time I post a new video. Leave me a comment, hit like, click share, and follow me on all my social media. I had so much fun today. I hope you did too, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!